Hey everyone, today we're going to be working on some practice problems for lesson 5. These will all be multi-step equations, and each of them will have one solution. There will not be any null set or identity solutions for any of these problems. So the problems that we're going to work on are 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the directions say to check your solution. What we'll do, we'll check our solution on number 2 and number 3. So what I'd like you to do is, first of all, attempt the problems from this first page, and then once you're finished, play the rest of the video, and then I'll go through the solution to each and every one of these problems. Okay, problem number 1. We've got 4 times 2 plus 3c in parentheses equals 56. So our first step is we want to distribute the 4 to each value in the parentheses. So we've got 4 times 2 is 8, plus 4 times 3c is 12c, equals 56. Now I want to get my variable alone, so I'm going to subtract 8 from the left-hand side, do the same from the right-hand side. Left side cancels. I get 12c is equal to 48. And remember I said whenever you've got values with common factors in your solution steps, you're probably on the right track. So I have to divide both sides of the equal sign by 12 to get the variable alone. And I end up with c is equal to 48 divided by 12, which is 4. Okay, for problem 2, we've got 63 equals negative 3 times 1 minus 2n in parentheses. So same process, I'm going to distribute that negative 3 to both values inside the parentheses. And I've got 63 is equal to negative 3 times 1 is negative 3, minus negative 3 times 2n, which is negative 6n. And what I would recommend is rewriting the problem by making that into a positive, the two negatives into a positive. So it would be negative 3 plus 6n. I could also do this by taking negative 3 and using that subtraction sign to give the 2n a negative value. So then I would be able to skip this step right here. Either way will work. So next I need to get 6n alone. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides of the equal sign. I get 66 is equal to 6n. Again, I can see the common factors, so I know I'm on the right track. I have to divide by 6 to get n alone, and I get 11 is equal to n, or n is equal to 11. Okay, so let's check our solution and see how we did. So what I've done is I've just rewritten the problem and plugged in 11 for n right here. So now I can solve the problem, and the first thing I need to do is take care of what's going on inside the parentheses. So I've got 1 minus 2 times 11, so 1 minus 22. And then I continue working through my solution. I get negative 3. 1 minus 22 is negative 21. And then my last step is to multiply negative 3 times negative 21, and I get positive 63. So since this balances out, 63 equals 63, my answer, n equals 11, is correct. Okay, so let's move on to number 3. We've got negative 29 equals 5 times 2a minus 1 in parentheses plus 2a. So our first step is do our distribution here. So 5 times 2a is 10a. 5 times, we'll say negative 1 is negative 5 plus 2a. And remember that negative 1 comes from the subtraction sign ahead of it. That makes the following number negative. So continuing with our work here, we've got negative 29 equals, we can take 10a and 2a, we can combine those because they're like terms to get 12a minus 5. Now we want to get the variable alone, so we're going to add 5 to both sides of the equal sign. And negative 29 plus 5 is negative 24. That's equal to 12a. My last step is to divide both sides by 12, and I get -2 equals a, or obviously a equals -2. So let's check our solution and see how we did. So I've recopied the problem, and this time I'll show how I'm going to substitute -2 in each place for a. So I've got -29 equals 5 times 2 times -2 for a minus 1 plus 2 times, once again, -2 for a. So now I have to do a bunch of simplifying. And remember, PEMDAS, in this case, I'm figuring out what's going on inside my parentheses first. So I've got 2 times -2 is -4, minus 1 is -5, and I'm going to keep that in the parentheses. And then I've got plus 2 times -2 is a -4. So now I can continue. I've got -29 equals 5 times -5 is -25 plus -4. And when I continue my simplifying, I end up with -25 plus -4 is -29. This balances out, so therefore my solution a equals -2 is correct. All right, so let's try our last problem, number 4. We've got -g plus 2 times 3 plus g in parentheses equals -4 times g plus 1 in parentheses. So my first process here is distribute the 2 to the 3 and the g, and the -4 to the g and the 1. So I will rewrite my problem by making those changes. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times g is 2g equals -4 times g is -4g, and -4 times 1 is -4. Now I can do some simplifying on my left-hand side. I've got a -g and a 2g. So if I combine those, -g and 2g is g. So I got g plus 6 on the left-hand side, -4g plus 4, plus -4, excuse me. And now I'm going to move my g's to the right-hand side. So I'm going to subtract g from this side, do the same here. I get 6 is equal to -5g plus -4. Then I'm going to add 4 to both sides. To get the -5g alone, I get 10 is equal to -5g. And I'm going to divide by -5 to get my final answer. 10 divided by -5 is -2. G equals -2 is my final answer. So I hope this went well for you. If this is confusing or if you're having any trouble, please remember you can always check in with me at the end of any class or any day during MLT.